click on this one.
Good morning, students. Yesterday prescription I taught to you regarding diabetic coma and then prescribed the treatment for an acute asthma case. And then one CCR has been taught to you, that is criticize, correct and rewrite the following prescription for an adult suffering from UTI infection due to E. coli. So today we'll know about the other prescriptions. That is, the first prescription is prescribe the drugs for a patient suffering from typhoid fever. So first write same doctor's name with degree, registration number, address, contact. Then name of the patient, age, sex, weight, address of the patient, and diagnosis is your typhoid fever. Okay, so typhoid fever, you know, it is caused by Salmonella typhi, and the treatment will be mostly your fluoroquinolone groups. So the the drug of choice will be ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin, you have to give 500 milligrams twice daily for about 10 days. Okay, ciprofloxacin 500 milligrams twice daily for about 10 days. Then you can give paracetamol 500 milligrams, that is SOS, when needed. If the person is very much febrile, then it is optional. Then they can opt for paracetamol 500 milligram SOS. Then usually they will get a gastric upset because of this antibiotic. So you can give one PPI, that is proton pump inhibitor. So the drug is pantoprazole 40 milligrams OD. Early morning they have to take in an empty stomach. Okay, all these gastric tablets should be taken in empty stomach. So pantoprazole 40 milligrams OD early morning in empty stomach. So dispense 20 tablets of ciprofloxacin. Dispense 15 tablets of paracetamol. And dispense, that is 10 tablets of pantoprazole. So these are the direction to the pharmacist. Where you are going to buy the tablets, these are the directions to the pharmacist. He has to give 20 tablets of ciprofloxacin because you are taking for 10 days, and each day you are taking 500 milligrams twice daily. So you have to dispense 20 tablets of ciprofloxacin. 15 tablets of paracetamol, that is SOS. When needed, you have to take. Then pantoprazole, which is a proton pump inhibitor, mostly to decrease the gastric secretions. So 40 milligram OD. Once daily you have to take early morning in empty stomach. So dispense 10 tablets of pantoprazole. So all this you can review after the 10 days. Okay, ask the patient to come after 10 days for follow-up. So that completes your prescription for the patients with typhoid fever. So write this format and then write the treatment, how many tablets to be dispensed, and then review after 10 days. Then prescribe drugs for the patient suffering from post-operative pain. So post-operative pain, mostly we are giving drug is opioid analgesics, that is narcotic opioid analgesics, which is morphine. So morphine acts as a good analgesic, both at supraspinal level and spinal level. And how they act through which receptors? Mostly they act through mu receptors. There are three receptors through which opioid acts, that is mu, kappa and delta. But the analgesic property of the opioid drug is mostly because of mu receptors. Okay, because of mu receptor it will act. And usually what type of pain? Usually it is relieved by narcotic or opioid-like drug. That is, the opioid-like drug mostly they act against dull and continuous type of pain. Okay, or deep-seated and visceral pain. So once you give that this drug, mostly the pain will be there, but it will not be hurting the patient. Patient will not have that pain sensation. So both emotionally also they will be getting relieved. Okay, so it is acting against a visceral, deep-seated, continuous pain. But it will not act against one pain, that is neuropathic pain. Any pain originating because of any nerve injury or degeneration of nerve like trigeminal neuralgia. So neuropathic pains cannot get relieved by opiate or narcotic analgesics. So what pains get relieved? Only deep-seated continuous visceral pain. So treatment is injection, morphine you have to give 10 milligrams IM SOS. Okay, injection morphine 10 milligram intramuscularly you have to give SOS. So morphine is the main prototype in the opioid group. Okay, which is mostly we are giving for treating post-operative pain 10 milligram IM SOS. Then next is the CCR. So remember, write these two prescription. One is for typhoid fever and second is for the post-operative pain. For typhoid fever, remember tablet ciprofloxacin 500 milligrams BD for 10 days followed by paracetamol. You have to give 500 milligrams which will be SOS, that is when needed, and pantoprazole 40 milligrams once daily early morning in empty stomach. And for the post-operative pain, mostly we are giving narcotic analgesics, that is opiate. So you can give morphine injection 10 milligrams intramuscular. Then second CCR is criticize, correct and rewrite the following prescription for a pregnant lady suffering from UTI. Okay, for a pregnant lady suffering from urinary tract infection. So what is the treatment they have given here? Doxycycline 6 tablets, and each tablet of doxycycline contains 100 milligram of the drug. Direction: 1 tablet twice on first day, then 1 tablet daily for 4 days. Okay, this is a given prescription. So what is wrong in this prescription? This you can criticize it. See, first is doxycycline. Okay, as you know, doxycycline, tetracycline, they are not to be given in a pregnant lady. Okay, so first criticism is there is no superscription of this. In this prescription format, there is no detailed name and then contact address of the doctors, and patient's name is not there, address is not there, diagnosis is not mentioned. Okay, initials, dates are not there. So these are the few criticism which is there in the general prescription. Apart from that, coming to treatment, doxycycline belongs to tetracycline group. Okay, so why these drugs will be contraindicated in pregnancies? Because if you give in pregnancy, they get deposited in the fetal teeth. Okay, they get deposited in the fetal teeth, and that leads to brownish discoloration of the tooth and enamel dysplasia will be there. Why? Because this tetracycline, they have formed a chelating complex. Okay, chelating complex and mostly with the calcium present in the tooth. So because of that formation of the complex, it leads to brownish discoloration and enamel dysplasia will happen. They may also get deposited in the fetal bones, causing deformity. Okay, causing deformity. Hence, they are strongly contraindicated in pregnancy. So when given in pregnancy, it gets deposited in the fetal teeth. That leads to brownish discoloration of the tooth and enamel dysplasia will happen. So this also gets deposited in the fetal bones, causing deformity. So hence they are strongly contraindicated in the pregnancy. So what is the antibiotic which can be given to treat the UTI patient? So the antibiotics which are safe in pregnancy is amoxicillin, okay, which comes in your penicillin group. So amoxicillin 250 milligram, 1 capsule they have to take 3 times daily for 7 days. So amoxicillin 250 milligrams, 1 capsule to be taken thrice daily orally for 7 days. Or tablet cefodoxime, okay, cefodoxime 100 milligrams. 1 tablet to be taken twice daily orally for 7 days. So tablet amoxicillin 250 milligrams you have to take thrice daily for 7 days, and then cefodoxime, which is a cephalosporin group, 100 milligram you can take. One tablet to be taken twice daily for 7 days. So these are the safest drug for treating the UTI patient during the pregnancies. Okay, amoxicillin and cefodoxime. So this is the correct prescription. So why doxycycline should not be given? Because it gets deposited in the fetal teeth and that leads to brownish discoloration and there will be enamel dysplasia. And also it causes deformity of the formation of the fetal bones. So in this class, I taught 2 prescription and 1 CCR. So the first prescription was your typhoid fever. So what is the treatment? Mostly ciprofloxacin we are giving and 500 milligrams you have to take BD for 10 days and then paracetamol SOS. There will be some gastric upset because of that antibiotic ciprofloxacin. So you have to add one PPI, that is proton pump inhibitors. We are adding here pantoprazole 40 milligrams OD. Then the next prescription was your post-operative pain. For post-operative pain, mostly we are taking any opioid analgesics and here we are taking is morphine because morphine is a prototype narcotic analgesic. So all narcotic analgesics, they'll help in relieving the pain and they will act through the mu receptors, both at the spinal and supraspinal area. So what happens when you give this drug, but you have to be cautious when you're giving an opioid drug. So what are the vitals you have to check? First is respiratory rate, okay, and pulse rate, because morphine has it causes respiratory depression at acting through the kappa receptors. Okay, kappa and mu receptors, it causes respiratory depression. So while giving this drug, you have to monitor the respiratory rate of the patient. And mostly all type of the pain, morphine cannot be given. Mostly it is used for the deep-seated, continuous and visceral type of pain. Not it is useful against the neuropathic pain. For neuropathic pain, morphine should not be given. Like trigeminal neuralgia or herpes infections, so whenever there is neuropathic pain, narcotic analgesic will have no role in that. So what is the dose? 10 milligram IM SOS you have to give in post-operative pain. Then CCR will be your urinary tract infection. Doxycycline is always contraindicated in pregnancy, not doxycycline. Any tetracycline group is contraindicated because they will form a chelating complex and that causes brownish discoloration of the tooth and then there will be enamel deposition. So it causes, and also it causes fetal bone deformity. So what is the safest drug you can give is penicillin group, that is amoxicillin you can give 250 milligram thrice daily for 7 days and followed by cephalosporin, that is cefodoxime, okay, 100 milligrams to be taken twice daily for 7 days. So write these 2 prescription and CCR and be updating your records. So in exam, you will get to 1 PBL, 1 prescription, 1 CCR. Whenever you get CCR, you have to write full question along with the wrong prescription, then this criticism and correct prescription. Here the performer is not there. Detailing, you have to write same way as you were writing your prescription format. That is same, doctor's name, registration number, address of the doctor, contact email ID. Okay, then patient's name, age, sex, weight, and then the diagnosis, that is pregnant lady suffering from UTI, and then comes your treatment. So the detailed format also should be mentioned in your correct prescription format. Okay, thank you.